Hello miners, Rusty coming at you, and today we got another knife review on the Kizer Mini Pelican. And this is a Kmaxrom design. Let's see if I can get that in there for you. Kmaxrom. And he's also credited with some concept knives, the Predatout, and also Concept does their Pelican, so just be aware of that. Plus he's got some other knives here, but this is the Kizer, and it's done in N690, and it's got this really nice gray micarta. Gosh, I don't know if that's just like a dress jacket or something. And we'll take a peek. Open frame construction. Inside here, see if we can show you guys any milling, and you can see that they have been. They're nefted liners, which is nice. Well, lockup, that's exactly right where you want it on a new knife. That's where they use the 100% of the liner on there. I do have a Civivi pocket clip on here, and I will tell you, it's coming off. I made it fit, and it seems snug. It just seems like the screw, this one here, didn't bite, so it's not long enough. So I went out to Kizer and ordered one up for 15 bucks. Says it fits to things like the Big Lighter XL and the Feast. It didn't say the Pelican, so I don't know if it's going to work. Might have to buy another Kizer knife to use a titanium clip, but with shipping it was 20 bucks, so 15 plus 5. But I think that's going to go well on here. What came on here was a steel clip, and just this clearance of this, just that little bit, makes a difference when you go to hold this. This is a very ergonomic knife. I like the way this fits. It's got some nice aggressive jimping right here, and it has a very magical blade, and we're going to talk about that here. So I don't know why it's called the Pelican. I'd call it the Rhino, and so is his other designs. I'll have a very similar look on it, but it's a flat ground blade. It's got that black stonewash and one of the biggest bellies. I mean, this thing, if I was a knife, I would be this knife, just because of the size of the belly there. So, okay, so I said this is magic. Well, I don't think this is necessarily like a harpoon knife. And I'm going to bring out this. It's your Sencut Actium. And this is, come on you. Ooh, what is going on? Maybe my camera's smart. Okay, so what happens here is I think they bring this in here so this material stretches out to the tip. Now obviously, and this is the episode, obviously you can use that for your thumb, but it also helps that point by bringing that metal out there. So that's the episode, which is a pretty large knife. Here's the Actium, you may or may not be familiar with. And this here is the Kizer Pelican. Now these are going to run you 42 bucks, 42, 45 range. And the Pelican was normally 72. And Mojave Outdoors was having a sale. Got it for 43 bucks. Actually found it on Amazon though. They were advertising it on Amazon. So we're going to compare these two. And this would be, well, I'm going to do something here. Cutting edge to cutting edge. Hopefully you guys agree with me. We're about there. And take a peek. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to compare how these are the same and different at the same time. Okay. So this knife is just gee whiz, it's about the same length. So let's go here. And when we go move up like this, that's what we're looking at. But we use that finger choil to do it. Now here, you don't see a finger choil, but here's where some magic happens. You can put your finger right on that piece, and then you have this. And it has that nice use where you can push that belly right there. Not just coming out here and pinch gripping and that kind of thing. So that's a really nice feature without actually having the finger choil. And then you can move back. And on this send cut, yeah, you can do the same thing. But the belly is just not as big. The move back, both are comfortable knives. This one's in D2 steel. Okay, so now we've compared kind of how these ones are similar, but different. You guys can definitely hopefully see all that belly, just the roundness again. And I try to find some knives that that we can use to compare. Try to find some similarities or different, not just your rat sometimes, but it's hard to find one for this. This definitely, I was thinking I got the Kershaw Knockout. It has a big belly. And then the 6 leaf, I want to say 16. It's an M390 with titanium button lock. So anyways, let's do another comparison, shall we? And that would be my other Kizer in this Micarta. And that's your Kizer Bakeliter 2. And I'm going to tell you some similarities on this and then some differences that I found. So this is what you guys will see with the pocket clip on those. This would be the same one if we were to have it on top here. That's how that would look. So I think the titanium, is it worth it? Maybe this one would also benefit from the titanium. Do I want to spend another 20 bucks? I don't know. We'll find out. So take a peek at that. Now, the similarities have to do with the detent. And this detent, when I first got it, it was strong, very strong. So it's getting better now, and let's take a peek. The drop, okay, the drop is improving. This one, same thing. The detent was very strong. It's getting better now. And then it was just so guillotine-y. I mean, this thing would just slam shut. And it still, didn't have this blade play. So I don't really like to adjust my knives until after I played with them for a while, because in case the factory did some thread lock, then I don't have to re-thread lock it. But I did adjust this one, and if you go like this, that's just about perfect. So you drop it, let's take a look at that. Drop it, let it hit your fingernail, and then and that's where I like it, centers up. Hopefully this one will get there someday. That Bakeliter came that way, and I haven't adjusted this one. I guess I could even take it apart and lube it up. If I remember right, maybe I did put tried to get a touch of lube in there. Not happening. So we better do a sharpness test. N690, 154. If you guys happen to know, I'll tell you a little similarities and difference. They're both considered like a modified 440C. So they're going to have about equal percentages of carbon. 154 CM uses molybdenum. Okay, let's see, Kanda. Let's see. Molybdenum molybdenum. Maybe I got that right, maybe I didn't. We'll call it moly. About 4%. And this uses cobalt, the N690. Somewhere around 2%, I want to say. But what happens in both those cases is it makes, during the heat treatment, you have to reach a higher temperature before you quench. And apparently that when you reach those higher temperatures and then quench, you get a higher hardness. So 440s in that 58 to 60 HRC, and these things can get like 61 HRC. Not a big deal, but apparently it does add some benefits to the knife. Now this, to the steel, this one has things such as vanadium as well. Silicone, copper, I'm not sure. They got little trace elements and stuff like that. So this one's mostly molybdenum, moly, that gets that. And because of that, this one actually sharpens better. It kind of cuts better, performs better with a coarser grit sharpening. If you do coarser grit, like a 350, 500 grit. And N690, like VG10, performs a little better with higher finish, almost like a mirror polish. So I can just tell you I've done a little bit of cutting with this thing, and for factory sharpness, doing okay. Not the best. Right there, we're going to grab. Okay. Okay. So it's working pretty well. I'm going to do something here. This is, okay, just your standard receipt. And that's, see, that's the difference though between, oh, that feels so good. Okay, so paper versus foam peanut. This thing just annihilates paper, and it does get through the foam, but let me see here. This one I think does a little bit better. Okay, guys. I really can't think of anything else to go over today, so we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get this Pelican out for you to finish the shot. And take a peek at that. Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging with the miner.